Stars of today to the shining lights of yesteryear. Ben and Brian here. Should we look back one of the most famous days that you guys squared off against each other? The 2009 Heineken Champions Cup Final.
10-year challenge, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 10-year challenge. And Brian, I mean, Leinster lifted the Heineken Cup that year. It was your first, of course. We can see match shots there. Ben, you had a lot of hair then, ish.
Yeah, I'm carrying. I look as though I've got a bit of a pelican pouch as well. So, obviously, it was all about size back in those days. I was a ball-carrying centre rather than fleet foot.
We'll talk about the final day at the moment, but I want to talk. You look really miserable. You don't want to talk about this, do you?
I don't remember this game. I don't know what happened.
I don't want to talk about it. But in terms of the route leading up to that final, Brian, because it was an interesting and a special, I guess, route that you took up to it.
Yeah, people probably won't remember. Well, they will remember when I say the word Bloodgate. But it was that quarter-final where it could have been. God, what a scandal it would have been had Harlequins gone on to actually beat us in the quarter-final. We managed to get the job done and then set up a brilliant game against Munster, which was sort of the turning of the tide for the provinces. At the time, it was a record attendance for a club match, over 80,000 in Croke Park. And yeah, it was, you know, from our perspective and theirs, it was really where Leinster progressed and Munster kind of slipped away.
There were some brilliant moments within the game. We'll bring out one of the moments which you were involved in, drop goal. You weren't exactly known for your drop goal kicking ability, but you managed it on the biggest European stage. You must have been very happy with this.
Yeah, I was, but then it's penalty advantage. It's a cardinal sin to knock a drop goal over. You've got to go
right out in front.
Yeah, like right in front. You know, you're guaranteed 3 when it's right in front. So try and create something. So anyway, that was the winning drop goal, not text penalty at the end.
Ben has sat there and said nothing, because I'm going to ask you a question now about the Ben Woods try just before half-time. And what was the message, I guess, at that stage?
Well, I think, you know, although we scored this try, I think it was a little bit against the run of play. We played the Guinness Premiership final the week before and we'd lost a few bodies. It'd been a hard game, 10-9 against London Irish. And then this, actually, we'd been really on the ropes. It'd been a big defensive display from us. And this gave us real hope. It gave us a massive lift. You know, once we got into the lead, it was perhaps to our detriment. Maybe we were just a little bit guilty of let's hold on to this lead now rather than trying to force the pace then.
Well, you guys were the aggressors who came back into the game, and Jamie Heaslip, he wrestled back that momentum for you. That must have been a hugely important moment within that game as well.
Yeah, it was. We needed to get the momentum shift back in our favour. I think we wanted to go. Winning against Munster would have meant nothing if we didn't go on and win the final against Leicester. And you know, their history within the competition, it meant so much that we managed to get it done against them in the biggest stage.
That's it. And then from one big moment to another one, Sexton, 70 minutes, 10 minutes to go. At that point, did you feel as if the match was done for you guys?
No, well, he'd announced himself on the stage in the Munster semi-final, and Felipe Contepomi went off with a knee injury, and that was the birth of Johnny Sexton. And he'd knocked over a 40-metre drop goal for fun. That is one of the ugliest strikes I've ever seen. But you can see from his reaction, it was like a golfer's snap hook, but it went in nonetheless, and we were able to hang on for dear life thereafter.
And then the final penalty that was awarded to you guys, but nobody would leave you kick the ball out of play at the end.
Well, this is ridiculous because it was never a penalty. He wins it. It's never a penalty. He goes off his feet. Watch this. Goes off.
The rules were different. It's 10 years ago.
Clearly.
Back on your feet, bounce, bang. Anyway, get the turnover. We know that the clock has gone to 80 minutes, as do they. And you just want the ball off the pitch to start celebrating immediately. So I go to grab the ball to hack it off. And I don't know if you can see it here where Chris Whitaker, our scrum half, prizes it out of my hand and says, I don't trust you to get it off the pitch. So we'll give it to Johnny Sexton. He's had a pretty good game with the boot. So.
Your error there was making sure all the cameras were pointed at you before you kicked it out. So you'll not have that.
Exactly. How good a night was that night?
Yeah, they're always good nights, but it's the second night when it's just a team together. It's the Super Sunday where it's really great. But it was such a relief after 10 years of falling one short or two short to actually finally get it done, and that was the catapult to future success for the province.
And you won a couple of Heineken Cups before that, didn't you? So not to leave you
We
there sitting there
still had a few beers after that.
OK, so that's almost it then for this evening. Next week, we'll be back, same time on BT Sport.